Can a city really vanish from the face of the earth in just a few seconds? Can scientific progress be both the greatest savior and the most terrifying weapon of humankind? And if we could go back to that day, would we choose differently? I'm a curious narrator of today's world. And today I want to talk about the moment that forever changed the meaning of power, science, and humanity. Hiroshima. A city that before the summer of 1945 was simply a quiet point in southern Japan. But on August 6th of that year at 8:15 in the morning, another sun rose above its sky. And that sunrise marked the beginning of the end. In less than 1 second, the temperature at the blast center reached over 4,000 degrees Celsius. Metal, glass, even stone melted away. More than 70,000 people died instantly. And by the end of that year, the death toll had exceeded 140,000. But this story wasn't only about death. It was about the exact moment when science and morality drifted apart. To understand how humanity reached that point, we need to go back a little. It was 1939. The world was on the edge of World War II. In Europe, Hitler had risen to power, and everyone feared that Nazi Germany might build a weapon capable of destroying the world. At that time, Albert Einstein and physicist Leo Szilard wrote a letter to U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt. They warned that atomic energy could be turned into a bomb unlike anything ever seen. That letter sparked the beginning of a secret project, the Manhattan Project. Thousands of scientists, engineers, and workers across the US, Canada, and Britain joined in to build something even they didn't fully understand. And finally, in the deserts of New Mexico, the first atomic explosion took place in July 1945. At that moment, the Earth shook, and history changed forever. Weeks later, a decision was made to use this weapon to end the war. The target, Japan. At the time, Japan still refused to surrender, even after millions of lives had been lost in Asia and the Pacific. The United States wanted to end the war quickly, to prevent further casualties. But the price would be unimaginable. On the morning of August 6th, an American B-29 bomber named Enola Gay took off from its base. Inside, it carried a bomb called Little Boy. It weighed only 4 tons, but had the power of 15,000 tons of TNT. When it exploded 600 meters above the city, 70% of Hiroshima vanished in an instant. Homes, schools, hospitals, streets all turned to dust. People didn't even realize what had happened. Their shadows burned into the walls. The image of Hiroshima that remains is a strange mix of light and silence. However, the story didn't end there. 3 days later, on August 9th, another bomb fell. This time on Nagasaki. A second city, a second tragedy. In total, more than 200,000 lives were lost. But on August 12th, Japan surrendered. World War II was officially over. For some, that meant the atomic bomb ended the war. For others, it meant humanity lost something it could never regain. In the years that followed, the survivors of Hiroshima, called hibakusha in Japanese, lived with radiation, disease, and haunting memories. Some lost their hair for years, their skin burned, their children born with deformities. And yet these same survivors became voices for peace. Hiroshima rose from ashes to become a global symbol of hope and renewal. Today, the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park stands at the heart of the city, filled with trees that represent life, not death. And every year on August 6th, people around the world hold 1 minute of silence at the exact same hour. Even so, the shadow of Hiroshima still follows us. Since that explosion, more than 2,000 nuclear tests have been conducted across the world. During the Cold War, the US and the Soviet Union built enough bombs to destroy the Earth many times over. And today, more than 13,000 nuclear warheads still exist. Have we really learned from history? In this 21st century, nuclear technology serves us in energy, medicine, and science. From treating cancer to generating clean electricity in nuclear power plants. Yet, that same energy could wipe out millions in minutes. That's the great paradox of our age. Progress and danger in the same equation. In Hiroshima, no one imagined that one explosion could alter human DNA for generations. But science later proved that radiation changed not only bodies, but the future of a nation. Still, from this tragedy, a new world of science emerged. Atomic physics, peaceful energy, disarmament treaties, and global anti-war movements all were born from the ashes of that morning. At first glance, the atomic bomb was just a weapon. But deep down, it held a question. Can humanity handle the knowledge it possesses? Hiroshima is not just a city. It's a warning to every generation. Every time we speak of power, we must remember, power without conscience leads to disaster. Today, when we talk about technology, artificial intelligence, or nuclear energy, the same question returns. Are we truly ready to face the consequences of our own creations? Maybe the future will answer that. But until then, we must never forget. The second sun rose only once, and that was enough to awaken the world forever. So tell me, if humanity faced that choice again, what would we do? Leave your thoughts in the comments, because this story isn't over yet.